Hi, Erik Linask here at IT Expo West in Los Angeles. I'm here at the LA Convention Center with Aculab's Tim Joint. Tim, great to see you again. Thanks for being with us.
Hi there, Erik. How are you?
Great, thank you.
Good.
So we're here day two. As always, great to get back in touch with you guys at Aculab. When we last spoke, we got some updates on what you're looking to do with, particularly with the appliance product brand. What's happened since then? What have you seen in terms of market penetration, adoption, interest from the customers?
Well, the first thing we're doing at this show this time is we're launching a new version of our software, which is version 2.20 of our software. The significant main feature of that is T38 fax. So as we spoke about before, the reason that the gateway is there is really to sort of provide what we call extensibility. So it means that you can connect modern IP systems or networks with either legacy PBXs or networks, connect the two together. Well, there's still a real big use of fax. We were talking about some markets earlier, sort of, for instance, in the legal profession, some of the finance markets, they really need fax. You can't get away from it, and yet as people move into the IP arena, you have to be able to provide a way to get those faxes into the network. Again, with some of the modern IP applications, that's another thing you need fax to get it into that application. So that's actually what we've been doing, both with T38 fax and also the traditional fax G711 pass-through. We can also get normal faxes into the IP environment. So that's one of the major things from a technical point of view that we've been doing. In terms of the market penetration you asked, we're seeing some real strong success now with appliance, enabling, as we said, the voice over IP modern applications to come into the legacy world. In fact, the last quarter, the quarter we've just closed, we've sold and shipped as many gateways as we did in the previous 12 months. So the growth is really there, and it's I think in today's sort of economic climate, it really is proven that people don't want to rip and replace those old legacy systems. They really do want to add on and move towards IP, but they've got to do it in a slow, gradual way. That's exactly what the appliance gateway range is all about.
Well, there's no question that the economy being what it is, and even without that, people just need to maximize on their ROI. So, and that's clearly what's driving the adoption for you.
I think that's exactly what's been happening, yeah.
Yeah. So, I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about your latest product release, the AMS server. Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, well, what AMS server is all about really is it's an alternative way to actually allow people to develop to Aculab's traditional enabling technologies, but to be able to do that in a much quicker, really a much sort of reduce the time to market and basically improve the way that you can get products to market and do it an awful lot quicker. The way that we do that is we use alternative higher level languages. So the two main ones that are in the first release of AMS server, one is C#. So that's very important for the Microsoft community, the .NET community. That allows people, instead of having to write their applications, traditionally they've done the telephony part of it in either C or perhaps C++. Now they can actually write in C#, which we found that's what they're writing the rest of their application in. So that's very important. And then the other language that we've done a lot of work with is Python. So we're launching a Python support on AMS as well. And that's very important within the Linux community. So again, those two are the two main bases of programming languages that are actually there. So what AMS is doing is allowing people to reduce their development time by what we think is an order of magnitude of 2. So what was traditionally taking months to actually develop application is gone all the way down to days now, not even weeks. It's been a real big change there. So that's very important. That's both important for the customers, for the people who develop the applications, and also obviously for ourselves.
Well, we talked about the ROI with the appliance brand. It's time to market. That's time to dollars.
Absolutely, and that's what we've been fed back from our customers time and time again. That's what they're looking for. It may also enable us to get some alternative markets, people who want to develop that as quick as they can and see a bit of traction, and then they can put more into it. Whereas I think traditionally it's been a fairly long process to get applications out there. AMS server is going to change all that.
Now, you mentioned Python and C#. You've got plans to support other languages as well?
Yeah, I think as we move into perhaps look at new markets, so for instance, there's a lot of talk at the moment about web-based services, so we will introduce some web-based things. So for instance, it could be Java. we could be talking about Ruby or something like that. So those are languages which we would support and would perhaps enable us again to move into slightly different markets. So perhaps more in the web-based arena, which is again where things are going. Perhaps also start to move into somewhat more software. The whole AMS server is a software architecture. So as things go more and more into cloud computing and hosted services, that's an area which I think AMS server is absolutely right for. And as we get more and more into that, we probably can develop the actual product features more and more to do that.
Excellent. Anything else on the horizon coming from you guys? Are always good about letting us know what's coming up from Aculab.
Those are probably the main things. I think, as we sort of mentioned there, we're moving towards more and more software. So we are traditionally a hardware company, and yet over the last 5 years, we're developing more and more software products. Right. And I think that's probably the area to look out for, is that there's an awful lot of talk at this show about different aspects of software and cloud computing and everything else. And those are probably the areas that, that's where our business is moving towards. It's moving towards a software model. That's what's been happening for years now. So look for things there, I think.
Sounds like an ideal opportunity for the AMS server as we move towards the software environment.
Yep.
Make sure people can get those applications and products out to market quickly.
Yes, exactly. Yep.
Great. We're talking here at IT Expo with Aculab's Tim Joint. Tim, thanks again for joining us. It's always a pleasure.
Thanks a lot, Eric. Thank you.